Women religious have served in the United States for some 300 years. An Ellis Island exhibit dedicated to their many accomplishments has drawn thousands of visitors, including a recent group from the Diocese of Springfield. Peggy Weber, along with videographer Bill Pecosha, accompanied the group and got an up-close and personal look at women in spirit.
Like the many immigrants who came before them, more than 50 people traveled by boat to Ellis Island in New York Harbor. They were not coming to a new land. Rather, they were journeying to learn about, remember, and honor the accomplishments of women religious in America. The exhibit, Women in Spirit, Catholic Sisters in America, has drawn thousands, according to Judy Giracheo, a curator at Ellis Island.
We've gotten a really wonderful reaction. The exhibit's been packed. I got an email from a colleague over the weekend, and he said that there were people waiting to get in the door. He said it looked like a New York City subway car.
On a Sunday Tuesday, which brought women religious, associates, and others to Ellis Island, the exhibit was not too crowded, so this made for comfortable viewing of this compelling collection. Upon entering the exhibit, visitors are drawn in by a beautifully produced video about women religious, which chronicles the journey of religious women from the frontier, ministering to Native Americans, to their work with immigrants from Ellis Island and beyond. It shows the sisters ministering through wars and epidemics, including the Civil War. It highlights their role in education through Catholic schools. It puts a spotlight on their work in healthcare, including the founding of the Mayo Clinic. And it shows them marching for civil rights and human rights and beyond. And it features how they lobby for social justice on Capitol Hill.
For people who were raised Catholic and who had relationships with Catholic sisters as they grew up, they're getting to see the historical context in which they operated, the larger story. And for those who really had no personal relationships with Catholic sisters, I think they're getting to see a story beyond the stereotype and the movie image.
Sister of St. Joseph Judith O'Connell organized the trip. She said it was important for people to make the journey to Ellis Island and see the history of religious women.
I know that all the time and energy and thought that went into this really needed to be spread everywhere. But I especially wanted the sisters to have the benefit of seeing all that sisters had done to establish, to build, to develop this country.
She said she was very moved upon first seeing the exhibit and noted that her immediate reaction was,
at long last, this is something that everybody can finally witness, to know how much sisters have done to build this country of ours.
Her sentiments were shared by others who came on the bus trip. Marie Stebbins said it was her first trip to Ellis Island and a great learning experience. After viewing the many displays, she said that it made her realize a new aspect of religious life.
Just how many different things the sisters did. You know, we think of them, especially in our Springfield area, as being involved with the teaching order of the Sisters of St. Joseph and basically the nursing order of the Sisters of Providence, but they did so many other things. They have done everything, and they've done a wonderful job. I don't know what we would have done without them here.
Dottie Barnes, an associate with the Notre Dame de Namur Sisters, also praised the exhibit and explained her interest in traveling to New York.
I wanted to see what other groups were doing, what other institutes were doing, and I was very pleased. It's diverse, and the thing that impressed me is that so many people in so many places saw what was needed and just went and did it with very little money, with practically nothing but the clothes on their back, and they just made it happen.
A retired chemistry professor at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst, Dottie said that everyone should see the exhibit, but especially one group.
I hope the people who are delegates for the visitation of Sisters Institutes come and see this, to see the breadth and the passion and the results from this.
It's been a rare treat for the pilgrims of the Diocese of Springfield to come here to Ellis Island. The exhibit has only appeared on the East Coast, at the Smithsonian and here, so it is special that they have been able to make this journey down to New York.
Sister of Providence Margaret McCleary journeyed with several of her Sisters of Providence to the exhibit. She and her sisters enjoyed looking at the old medical equipment and how religious women nursed so many people, including both armies during the Civil War. She said the exhibit was very moving.
My heart is just filled with overwhelming joy and gratitude as I walked through this exhibit. Although we knew about so many things that our sisters have done before us, seeing it so concretely touches the depths of my heart.
This exhibit spoke to Sister Margaret in a very special way.
As I walked through the museum, I was imagining what our foremothers would say to us as the sisters of the 21st century. And I think they would say, thank you for coming here today and honoring us and honoring the past, but don't remain there.
Sister Margaret and the other visitors stressed that the exhibit is not just a collection of memorabilia and a pat on the back for a job well done. It is inspiring and motivating, and it has a message.
Continue working together as women religious in the country, go together in solidarity, and continue doing what you're doing in faith and fidelity and commitment and intelligence and community and prayer, and not to be afraid.
Inspiration seemed to be the theme of the day and the exhibit. From the skyline of New York to the Statue of Liberty to the journey by boat to Ellis Island, one cannot help but think of making a journey to a foreign place and encountering challenges and hardship. The exhibit at Ellis Island brings home the courage which was required to enter religious life and make a huge difference in the world. These women truly had spirit. For Real to Real, I'm Peggy Weber.